Hey everyone, this is Bremster, and this is number 90 in the Sudoku Problem series. This may look a little familiar to people. This is a sequel to number 84, which was very similar puzzle to this. So this is a German whisper thermo ratio problem. Number 84 was a German whisper thermo consecutive problem. This one has most of the same stuff in it and was created after some feedback on the previous one saying that people were able to solve it using all of the constraints, which was interesting. So we've made this one as a follow-up to say, okay, try this one on for size. This is an easier problem than the previous one. So the way the rules work is on the green German whisper lines, the adjacent digits must have a difference of at least 5. The long thermos digits must strictly increase from the bulb to the tip. They cannot decrease, they cannot stay the same. And cells separated by a black dot must be in a 1:2 ratio, or one must be double the other. There's a link below to where you can try this problem for yourself. I'll wait for a few seconds so you can pause the video to give it a try, and then I'll be back to explain how this one works. Okay, so yeah, in the previous one, people were saying that they were able to resolve the thermos and the German whisper lines without anything else, pretty much because of the fact that the way that these thermos worked completely forced everything, the thermos and the German whispers on their own. Actually, that was an error. People were jumping to an assumption, and this problem is designed to kind of make them look at that one. The starting point on this one is actually a lot easier. You don't need to look at all the pressure because this chain of dots right here is completely forced. So these two must be different because they're on a thermo and you cannot repeat digits on a thermo. So this is a chain of white dots. And the only way you can do a chain of 3 white dots is you cannot use 3 or 6 because 3 and 6 are only in a relationship with each other. So they've got to be from 1, 2, 4, 8. And they would have to be either 1, 2, 4 or 2, 4, 8. And we know the order because this has to be lower than this. And this cannot be a 1 because if this was a 1, there'd be nothing lower than it on the thermo. So this is automatically forced to be 2, 4, and 8. Now you don't need that 4, but this is a forced run of digits. Now the only digit that can go lower on the thermo is a 1. And everyone was saying that these had to be high digits because of these thermos. Well, we've just stated that these now have to be low digits, and I'm in the wrong color mode. These have to be low digits. Now, if these are low digits, everything lower than them on the thermo must be low, and if these are low digits, this must also be a low digit. Those being low forces by German whisper rules, the fact that alternating polarity on German whisper rules, we've covered that a lot before, but if you've got a digit that is low on a German whisper rule, anything that low on a German whisper, anything that is 5 different must be high, and anything 5 different must be low. This must be a low digit, so it's 3 or 4. If this was a 4, both of those would have to be 9 because it's the only thing 5 apart and they see each other in the same box. So this is 3, which forces this to be 2 and this to be 1. Now, we can look at these thermos now, and there's actually a bit of pressure here. 1 means that, of course, these are high digits, but the 3 here actually forces these to be 8, 9 because they're the only things that are 5 apart. Now, these digits here, and I don't have a perfect flow for this, but anyway, well, actually I kind of do, because these digits here, this has to be at least a 1, but this has a maximum of 4 and it can't be a 4. So this becomes a 3, this becomes a 2, and this becomes a 1. Now, this now has to be at least 1, 2, 3, but it can't be higher than a 4. So this becomes a 4. This now has to be a 3 or a 2 and it can't be a 2, so this is a 3, and this has to be a 1 or a 2 and it can't be a 1, so this becomes a 2. Now what we end up with now is these are from, anything next to a 4 on a whisper line is a 9, anything next to a 3 on a whisper line is an 8 or a 9, and it can't be a 9, so it becomes an 8. The 8 looks down, making this the 9, and this becomes the 8, and that's the solution to the problem. Now, this one has a very different flow to the previous problem because we start off by forcing this 1. But it was something that we wanted to do because I got a lot of feedback on Discord. There were some YouTube comments. I even got an email basically stating, The consecutive dot was completely not needed. These thermos absolutely forced this one to be high and this one to be low. And it is very, very easy with this sort of Sudoku problem. And when doing break ins, a lot of people struggle with some break ins to make assumptions without proving them. I've done it myself in videos. People comment on it where I turn around and I make an assumption, oh, this has to be this, and I'm wrong. And that happens. Nothing wrong. Well, nothing wrong with being wrong. The whole point and the reason I'm sometimes slower on videos is because I'm sitting there and I'm just trying to prove, is this right? And sometimes I miss options. That's part of solving. So what I wanted to do here is give a problem that demonstrated very, very clearly that there was an alternate option that people seem to miss. Not trying to rub it in anyone's face. It's the way we learn. Thank you everyone for watching. Hope you found this one interesting. And as always, good luck with your solving.